Good morning. It's day 5. Just putting on my makeup, get ready to go to work. No, just joking. Putting on some face paint. Get ready to get in the woods again. It's day 5. We're gonna go back to the place we went opening morning, where we had our little calling sesh with a bull. So we're gonna go back in there and hopefully we can maybe run into him again and get some action. So we'll see. I'm definitely tired today. By day 5 it's starting to wear in on me, but you gotta keep going, keep pressing. And yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing with the makeup today, but maybe I'll just go all black and then do some green stripes. So we'll see what it turns out. Day 5, gotta pull out all the stops. I went with the polka dot camo face paint. I don't know.
Fonzie.
We'll see. We're calling it Fonzie apparently because Slick said it looked like a fawn. I'm like, well, let's call it Fonzie. So from now on, you know, and if we shoot something today, then Fonzie's gonna end up being the good luck. We're gonna be like, hey man, you gotta pull out the Fonzie. So I don't know. Can you guys even see it? Lighting in here is not awesome. I can't even tell. I've been a while. Oh well, you guys will see it later if you can't see it now. So, all right, well, we got to get going. We're running a couple minutes late, so we'll see you guys out there. So we're here, finally got here this morning, a little bit later than we wanted to, but not too bad. Came back to the spot we came to day 1 where we had the one and only encounter with the bull. Reason why we haven't come back since then is because as we were leaving, we ran into some other hunters down the road and they were planning on staying back here for a couple days and stuff. And you know, I know it's public land and everybody has a right to it, but this unit, there's too much land and not very many hunters to be hunting on top of each other. You know, I know some units you can't really get away from it. This unit is not one of those. So we said, cool, we'll give it to you guys. We talked to them. They planned on leaving Sunday, so we gave it a couple days after they left, and now we're back. So so far this has been the only place where we've worked a bull. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if, you know, with the guys camping here and stuff, kicked them out or not, but planning on spending the whole day out here. We're gonna hike around quite a bit, so hopefully we can duplicate day 1, but this time, you know, maybe have a bull down. So. podcast morning update. So, got out of the truck, started walking down the road that kind of turns in. It just basically devolves into a trail that we were planning on hitting, and basically immediately started cutting fresh elk tracks. So, good news is the other hunters didn't completely kick them out of here. So we got that going for us. So we just got back. There's like a deep drainage, and there's a creek, and then it goes down to a flat spot, and there's a couple ponds kind of in succession there. So we ended up getting on the other side of those, away from any roads or anything like that. I don't know if those other hunters had been back here while they were here or not. It doesn't look like it, but I don't know. So just the same game, walking, bugling, cow calling, walking, bugling, cow calling. Nothing yet, but I mean, I do look pretty good, so I got that going for me. Those polka dots are pretty ridiculous. So if we get a response or a bugle or anything, I'm sure we'll update and start rolling. So hopefully that happens soon. We're all pretty tired, I'm not gonna lie. You know, getting up at 4:15 every morning and going out hiking around does get tiring. Richard got a good nap in yesterday, but I haven't got to take a nap yet, so maybe this afternoon I'll take a nap when it heats up. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. We got our grouse kill yesterday, so natural progression is we get our elk today. I think that sounds good to me.
So here we're just screwing around at camp. We're taking a break.
Maybe we should do an update about this morning.
All right. So this morning we got about 5 miles in, did a big loop. Found some good trails and some sign. We didn't get any bugles back though, unfortunately.
But there's fresh.
There is fresh sign, so that was a plus. So we're gonna stay positive, and we're probably gonna go back in there and spend most of the day tomorrow, if not actually probably the whole day.
All the day.
All the day in there. So anyway, we're back at camp. Had some lunch and kind of screwing off here for about an hour or so until we head out for evening hunt. I'm gonna go sit in a blind, but we decided to shoot some of the old broadheads that I have in my toolbox for shits and giggles. So I shot the last broadhead I just shot. Went pretty crazy. Luckily, we were able to get my arrow back. So I'm only shooting at 30 yards. So this is a muzzy.
That one wasn't too bad, actually.
No, just high.
Hey, shoot the thunderhead again.
Alright, we'll get one arrow.
Alright.
Do I have any more?
So the thunderheads? You have a whole box.
No, do I have any more?
Oh, a different
broadhead. Yeah, go ahead.
You actually have quite a bit of weight here with all this fancy stuff.
Yeah, yep. It is a little bit heavier as a bow. So I don't remember what these are called, but I've had them in my trailer for, I'd say, a good 10 to 15 years. These were the first broadheads I believe I bought. I was poor, didn't have any money, broke, going to college, so it's what I could afford at the time, and so these were it. Shooting at 30 yards.
You gotta get the target.
Hold on.
Let me know when you're on.
I know. Hold on.
Dude, being artistic. Whenever you're ready. Ah!
Did you see that thing?
Let's give 3 times. She might.
That one might have messed your fletching up.
Alright, so now I was able to recover my arrow. It was way down there at the end of the field. But now we're going to shoot a 125 Whack-'em.
Isaac, keep your eye on that dog, will you? Okay. Ooh,
Where'd it go?
right through the middle.
Did it?
That's the slick trick.
How much? What?
100.
All right. So now we have a 100 grain slick trick 4-blade. We just keep finding broadheads. 30 yards.
Right in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Punch it.
You see where
Punch
that-
through the
you
other
see where
side
that
again.
hit?
Yeah. Pretty good. All right.
It's running
Take
now.
take 2 on the wrap up of broadhead shooting at camp here. So
Richard forgot to hit play.
yeah, our camera guy, Mr. Richard himself, the bearded one, did not hit the button. So we're gonna do this again. Anyway, so we shot several different broadheads while we were screwing around here. The first one was a G5 Montec. I shot those for years. I killed the elk with them. I killed a deer with them too. But they always just flew different, and I always had to re-sight my bow in to get ready for elk season with those. But once I had my bow sighted in, they shot good. They went right where I needed them to be. But I always thought it was a pain in the ass, especially because there'd be times where you go hunting, but then you'd want to go to an archery tournament, and when I put my field tips back on my arrows, things were different. But anyway, so I shot those, and then we shot the Walmart specials that I've had in my trailer for about 15 years. Those went horrible. They just went wherever they wanted to go, way off path, hit the top of the target, bounced and skipped through the field, and ended at the far end of the farm here by the fence. Luckily my arrow was okay. The third one, we shot a Whack-'em. The Whack-'em did pretty good. It flew straight. It was just a tad bit low from where I put it. It could have been me too, because I'm not perfect by any means, but it flew fine. The only questionable thing about the Whack-'ems is the blades aren't very strong. They're not very durable. We've actually had the blades break and bend from just shooting at the block target, and it was a brand new broadhead. So I would never use those. And then
Don't forget the Montec.
You did that first.
I did the Montec first.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And the Muzzy. That's what I meant.
Oh shoot, yeah. So then
Good thing take 2. We got take 2 going here.
yeah. So on the Muzzy,
Don't fly in my car.
the Muzzy flew straight, but it was about 8 inches high. So at 30 yards. My east and west was good, but yeah, it was just high. And then the last one was the slick trick. So I always heard a lot of good things about the slick trick. I know several people that use them and have talked them up. Seems like a pretty strong blade. It's a cut on contact. 4-blade is the one we're using. It was 100 grain. But it flew straight and it flew exactly where I put it. So no real complaints there at all. If I had to, I would definitely use it in a hunting situation. So, but just so everybody knows, we weren't testing durability or strength of blades or cutting or penetration or any of that stuff. We were just...
And we are not affiliated with anybody.
And we are not affiliated with anybody. We're just some regular Joes at elk camp having, the time of our lives, wasting time waiting for a late evening hunt. So we'll see you guys later. Peace. Because you can only shoot jakes, right?
Alright guys, so we're heading out. We're actually gonna sit for deer tonight. The spot we're going for elk is like an hour away, and we don't want to drive there and then an hour back and then wake up in the morning and drive all the way back again another hour. So we're gonna go for deer. We're gonna sit on our way there. You can see we got some of these fields here, and in these fields, let me see if I can get any of them here. There's a deer. We got deer over there. We got more deer. The funny thing is when you start glassing these areas, there's actually a whole bunch of deer that are bedded down, and all you can see is their head. And then you switch over here to this side, and we got a bunch of turkeys.
Gobble gobble.
It's not zooming in or focusing for some reason. There we go. There we go. Bunch of turkeys on that side. So animals are out, so hopefully that's a good sign.
Do turkeys have lead turkeys like lead cows and elk?
I don't know.
Because the one heading up the hill, they're all following her like he or she's the boss.
Maybe.
They all keep hopping. Yo! Alright, so that concludes day 5. Just got back to camp, had a hot shower. Started out pretty slow today. Did a good hike, but nothing came out of it. Hung out at camp for a little bit during the day, and then went out for evening hunt. Just kind of decided I was going to go sit in my deer blind. Had cameras up there for the last 3 months, and deer were always in and out of there. I sat there the other night, deer came in. So I just decided to take it easy and go sit in the deer blind tonight and chill out, because I'm planning on hunting hard all day tomorrow. But when we pulled up, there was already a hunter in there, so it kind of threw us off. But I decided I was just going to go ahead and push to my blind and just sit in it anyway. So I did, and probably about, I don't know, 30-40 minutes into the blind, I heard a bugle and some cow calls, and I was a little iffy at first. It kind of sounded like a Doug Flutie, just real high pitch, kind of squeaky. Didn't really sound like there was a whole lot of like diaphragm in the bugle, but I just kind of stayed quiet and chilled out in the blind. And so I didn't hear any more bugles for a while, but then about close to 7, I heard a pretty raspy bugle up on the hill above me, and I was like, oh, that sounded interesting. So I stayed in the blind. I didn't bring my bugle tube or anything with me, so I just kind of hung out. But I still wasn't sure if it was a hunter or if it was an elk or not. And then after that, it was just pretty consistent, like a bark. But not like your normal typical elk bark alert that you hear before they run off or whatever. It was just like a constant, just growly kind of bark. I don't know, I can't really explain it. It was actually a new sound that I haven't really heard before. So I let that play out, and probably about 15 minutes later, I heard it behind me as I was sitting in the blind. And so I looked through the back window of my blind, and there's two cows at the trees right behind me, basically about 10 yards away. And I don't know if they saw the head movement in my blind through the mesh, or if they just saw the blind itself, and that kind of spooked them. But behind the cows there was the bull in the meadow, so it was kind of a scramble at that point. Wasn't really expecting to see elk in there. We've had cameras in there. The camera that we had in there had been misfiring pretty much the last couple months, so there was fresh elk poop in front of the camera, but we never had pictures of any elk. So yeah, I just kind of figured it was going to be a deer spot, because every time I'm in there I see deer, and that's what it's been. But so I was a little shocked to see that there was elk 10 yards behind me, and I legit didn't hear them. It's amazing how a big animal like that can be so quiet at times and be able to sneak up on you, but it happened. My situational awareness was definitely off. But I gave a couple cow calls. They didn't really spook. The bull did his little barky thing that he had been doing for the last 20 minutes, and they kind of just moseyed off. back the way they came, and I didn't see them anymore the rest of the night. So it was cool. It was finally see some elk out in the wild. Day 5, and we finally get to see some elk. So so now we're just trying to plan tomorrow's hunt. We know there's an elk in there. He's got some females with him, and he is making noise. He didn't sound like he was full on ruddy by any means, but he's making some noise, and you know he's going to protect his cows, and he's going to keep them around. So who knows, maybe we can sneak a little slip in on him tomorrow in the morning and get an arrow in him. So that's kind of the gist of the night and the end of the day. So thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. It's been fun. See you later. On to the wild outdoors. Out.